Stop what you're doing. This is it. The financial system as we know it just changed forever. Overnight, the biggest anti-Bitcoin rule in the history has overturned. The floodgates are now wide open for banks and institutions to buy, hold, and sell Bitcoin. This is not just a policy shift. This is a complete transformation of Bitcoin role in the global financial system. The SEC, SAB 121, the rule that keep banks out of Bitcoins has been completely destroyed under the new administration. That means the biggest financial institutions in the world, that same banks that try to kill Bitcoin, are now desperate to get in before it's too late. And if you don't understand how massive this moment is, you might miss the greatest wealth shift in history. So in today's video, I'm going to break it all down. What just happened to SAB 121 and why it's matter. Why banks and institutions are now rushing into Bitcoin, and how this changes everything for Bitcoin's investors like you and I. What this means for Bitcoin's future price. Now let's get ready because this is just the beginning. Let's go. For those who don't know, SAB 121 was a rule put in place by the SECs back in 2022. It wasn't a law. It wasn't passed by Congress. It wasn't even an official regulation. It was just a bulletin, a piece of papers that the SEC used it as a weapon to keep banks from touching Bitcoin. Under SAB 121, banks had to list Bitcoin as a liability on their books, meaning they had to hold matching reserves, a requirement that make it nearly impossible for them to offer Bitcoin services. Why did they do this? Because people were moving their money into Bitcoin. Bank saw deposits flowing out to exchanges like Coinbase and Binance, and they were losing control. The governments and the anti-crypto politicians like Elizabeth Warren and Gary Gensler didn't want banks participate in Bitcoin. They wanted to shut it down. They bypassed Congress, ignored due process, and used the regulatory overreach to block banks from entering crypto. The Senate even tries to overturn SAB 121 last year, but Biden vetoed it. The message was clear. Bitcoin was not welcome under the previous administration until now. The banks are finally free to buy and sell Bitcoin. After the 2024 election, everything changed. Trump came in, fired Gensler, and put crypto-friendly leaders in charge. SAB 2021 was officially overturned. What does this mean? Banks now can legally hold Bitcoins for the customer. Banks can sell Bitcoin directly to retail customer. Banks can create Bitcoins-based financial products, including lending and ETF. And here's the part that some Bitcoiner might not like, but we need to talk about it. Listen, the reason we're in Bitcoin is to get away from governments and banks. We are here is because we want true financial freedom outside of centralized control. But let's be real, banks being able to sell and custody Bitcoins removes one of the biggest adoption barriers. Right now, the average person doesn't understand Bitcoin. They don't trust crypto exchanges, but they trust their bank. Now, when Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and JP Morgan's offer Bitcoin with the click of a button, we're going to see a massive wave of adoption. And yes, there's a small risk that the banks could manipulate Bitcoin price, but the benefits far outweigh it. The more Bitcoin is integrated into the financial system, the more demand surge, and the higher the price go. And trust me, the banks want in. Banks are rushing into Bitcoin right now that the regulatory blockage is gone. The biggest financial institutions in the world are rushing to get in before it's too late. Here's what the institution and big banks are saying. Goldman Sachs CEO David Solomon. If the regulations change, we're in. Morgan Stanley CEO said, we're working with Treasury regulators to enter crypto safely. Bank of America CEO Brian Moynihan said, if the rules allows it, the entire banking system is coming hard. And here's the biggest confirmation. BlackRock, the world's largest assets manager, $11.5 trillion under management, is now recommending a 2% Bitcoin allocations in portfolios. CEO Larry Fink has openly said he met with sovereign wealth funds discussing whether they should allocate 2% or 5% of their reserves into Bitcoin. At a 5% allocation, Bitcoin price could reach $700,000 per coin. We are not talking about small trend anymore. This is institutional FOMO, and it's just getting started. And Bitcoin supply shock is coming. With banks entering Bitcoin, we're looking at hundreds of billions, if not trillions of dollars in new capital coming into the market. Consider this. The Bitcoin ETF launched in 2024 brought in just under $100 billion, yet Bitcoin market cap grew by over $1 trillion. If just a few hundred billions more into Bitcoin, what do you think will happen? Bitcoin price impacts could be enormous. But here's the thing, Bitcoin supply is fixed. Unlike traditional asset, there is only 21 million Bitcoin and millions are already lost forever. This means that as banks, institutions, and sovereignty funds start buying Bitcoin, there simply won't be enough to go around. The supply shock is coming. This is bigger than just banks holding Bitcoin. This is a complete shift in the global financial system. The US is becoming the Bitcoin's capital of the world. We are witnessing the biggest migrations of capital in history. And you are here before the tidal wave hits. So now I ask you, are you stacking Satoshis before Bitcoin becomes out of reach? Or are you going to watch from the sidelines while institutions take over? Drop a comment below and let me know. And if you found this valuable, like the video. Subscribe for more Bitcoin update. Stack Satoshi while you still can. As always, hold tight and stack it right. Take care, guys.